Welcome to Star Watch Now, your front row seat to all the hottest gossip, drama, and breaking news from the world of entertainment. If it's trending, shocking, or star-studded, we're covering it. Stay tuned. You won't want to miss what's coming next.
Have you ever looked at an old photo of two people laughing together, and then realized that, in the present, they barely even say hello? For many fans, that is exactly how it feels when they see Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo on the same stage today. Once, they were the legendary duo of the Untamed, joking in behind-the-scenes clips, calling each other brother, making millions of viewers believe in a genuine bond. But now? Shared stages with no eye contact. Award shows where they stand apart like parallel lines. Studios and teams that carefully avoid even mentioning the other name. So what happened? Did their friendship truly end? Or did the world around them simply become too loud, too harsh, and too complicated? In today's video on Star Watch Now, we are not here to attack, to blame, or to stir up hate. We are here to slow down, to look at the bigger picture, and to ask a softer question. In an industry as intense as Chinese entertainment, is it still possible for two young stars like Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo to protect both their careers and their friendship? Stay with me to the end because this story is really about all of us, our expectations, our fandom culture, and the way we treat the people we claim to love. In the early days of the Untamed, before the headlines, fan wars, and legal documents, there was something disarmingly simple. Two young actors learning how to carry a story together. Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo stepped onto that set not yet knowing that their lives were about to change, nor that millions of viewers around the world would one day replay their every glance and smile. What made that period feel so golden was not just their on-screen chemistry, but the quiet, almost unguarded moments around it. A shared joke during a break, the easy way one would step back to let the other shine in an interview. The kind of relaxed eye contact that only appears when two people are genuinely comfortable with each other. For fans in the United States, Korea, Japan, Southeast Asia, Europe, and beyond, those moments became a refuge. People watched them after long shifts at work, late at night in student dormitories, in crowded city flats and small-town bedrooms, and felt a little less alone. The drama offered fantasy and escape, but the bond between the leads felt grounded, real, and almost familiar, like watching two friends from school succeed together. Looking back now, that short window of time seems almost suspended, like a photograph that never ages while everything else moves on. It was a chapter where the industry pressures had not yet fully revealed themselves, where their names were linked more to a story than to controversy, and where their laughter felt louder than any noise from the outside world. To remember those days is not to deny how complex things have become, but to honor the fact that something honest did exist there for a while, and that it meant a great deal to people who were quietly carrying their own struggles far away from the cameras. As their fame rose, the world around Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo began to change in ways that most of us will never fully see. Every public move came under scrutiny. Every word in an interview became a potential headline. Every moment of hesitation was replayed in slow motion and dissected by strangers. In such an environment, what seems obvious to a fan, "Why doesn't he just speak up for his friend?" becomes a far more complicated question within the machinery of an entertainment career. There are contracts, sponsorships, and production deals. There are risk assessments that treat a single social media post like a stock market decision. There are legal teams whose job is to say no long before the heart has a chance to say yes. In that world, silence can be a strategy, not a confession. When storms hit, whether online controversies or real-world accidents, teams may advise their artists to keep their distance from any narrative that could escalate into something uncontrollable. From the outside, this can look cold, even cruel. From the inside, it is presented as protection. Protection of brands, of future projects, of colleagues who might otherwise be dragged into the same fire. It is entirely possible for two people to still hold respect for one another and yet choose, or be told, not to show that respect in public. What we experience as a painful absence of public support might, in their private reality, be long conversations on the phone, quiet messages of concern, or a simple understanding that, "I know you are there," even if the whole world does not see it. These are not excuses so much as reminders that our view is partial. The pressure and strategy that shape their public choices are real forces, and they rarely line up neatly with what the human heart would do if it were completely free. Over time, another force wrapped itself around the names Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo. The combined weight of fandom energy and commercial interest. What began as affectionate shipping, light-hearted edits, and playful couple names slowly transformed into a vast economy of attention. Each interaction between them, no matter how small, could send social media into a frenzy. That level of power does not go unnoticed by platforms, advertisers, or opportunistic media creators. The pairing became a kind of currency. Thumbnails featuring both faces performed better, headlines hinting at their dynamic drew more clicks, and products associated with their shared image moved more quickly. In this environment, their relationship risked being treated less as a bond between two individuals and more as a profitable brand to be endlessly recycled. Alongside this, the more devoted segments of their fanbases began to feel a sense of ownership over the narrative. Some projected their own hopes, insecurities, and ideals onto the two men, expecting them to behave according to a script that existed only in the collective imagination. Others reacted defensively, interpreting any distance as betrayal, any new collaboration as competition, any rumor as an attack. Under such intense observation, simply standing next to one another could be read as a statement. Standing apart became one too. It is not difficult to imagine the exhaustion that follows. Every natural gesture weighed down by speculation, every choice measured against thousands of conflicting expectations. In that atmosphere, stepping back from the shared spotlight can feel less like rejection and more like survival. When audiences ask why things cannot go back to how they were, they may be forgetting that the conditions surrounding those early days no longer exist. The more capital and expectation accumulate around a pair, the harder it becomes to maintain the ease that once drew people in. The price of such intense devotion is often paid in silence, distance, and a gradual retreat from the very image that was once celebrated. Part for new angles, growing up, growing apart, but still growing. There is also a quieter, less dramatic explanation for the distance that fans see, the simple fact that human beings grow. The Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo, who filmed The Untamed, were at a particular point in their 20s, navigating a shared project, sharing similar schedules, and discovering the scale of their popularity almost at the same pace. In the years since, their paths have inevitably diverged. Each has taken on new roles that speak to different sides of his identity. Each has developed a team, a work rhythm, and a set of priorities that reflect personal goals rather than a shared trajectory. Friendships often shift as life expands. It is something many viewers will recognize from their own journeys. The friend you once spoke to every day may now live in another city, answer messages late at night, or simply exist in your mind as a warm memory rather than a daily presence. There may be no argument, no betrayal, only the slow drifting that comes when careers, family responsibilities, and inner growth pull people in different directions. To accept this possibility in the case of Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo is not to deny the pain some fans feel, but to invite a more compassionate lens. Perhaps they are not broken so much as redefined. Perhaps they no longer fit the label that was once placed upon them, yet still carry a quiet respect that does not need to be performed. Growth can mean knowing when to step away from dynamics that have become too heavy, even if those dynamics were once filled with joy. It can mean choosing solitude over constant scrutiny, or choosing separate journeys over the pressure to remain a permanent duo. In this sense, growing apart is not always a failure. It can also be an act of care for one's own mental health and creative integrity. What remains then is not the visible closeness that fans once celebrated, but a set of memories and lessons that both men may carry forward, each in his own evolving story. When we look at the evolution of Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo's public relationship, we are also confronted with a mirror reflecting our own behavior as fans. The instinct to protect, to defend, and to claim emotional ownership is powerful, especially when a particular duo or drama has helped us through lonely nights, heartbreak, or burnout. Yet the very intensity of this attachment can become a burden for the people at its center. If we truly wish to support them, it may be time to reconsider what healthy fandom looks like. Instead of demanding constant interaction as proof of loyalty, we can choose to value their well-being over our need for reassurance. That might mean accepting that they are separate individuals with distinct careers, and celebrating each man's achievements without turning success into a competition. It might involve refusing to engage in fan wars, reporting abusive comments, and creating online spaces where kindness is the norm rather than the exception. We can channel our emotions into positive action, donating to charitable causes in their name, supporting projects that highlight mental health in the entertainment industry, or simply sending messages that focus on gratitude rather than entitlement. On a more personal level, we can use this story as an opportunity to reflect on how we handle change in our own relationships. Do we allow the people we care about to evolve, or do we cling to outdated versions of them? Do we interpret distance as automatic betrayal, or can we hold space for more nuanced explanations? A healthier way to love our idols might begin with treating them as human beings first and symbols second. That means understanding that they, like us, are allowed to step back, to set boundaries, and to make choices that we may never fully understand. In doing so, we do not diminish the joy they once gave us. Instead, we honor it by growing a little ourselves. So, has the friendship between Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo truly ended? The honest answer is, we do not know and we may never know. What we do know is this: there was a time when they stood shoulder to shoulder, sharing laughter and pressure on the same set. That time meant something real to millions of viewers across the world. And even if the distance today feels painful, it does not erase the warmth that once existed. Sometimes friendships do not end with a dramatic explosion. They simply live on in a quieter form, in respect, in unspoken blessings, and in the hearts of the people who witnessed them. Wherever Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo go from here, we can choose to walk our own path as better Kinder fans. If this video helped you see their story in a new light, please support our channel Starwatch now by subscribing and turning on the notification bell, liking this video so more international fans can find it, and sharing your thoughts in the comments, respectfully, calmly, and with an open heart. Thank you for spending your time with us today. Stay kind, stay curious, and we will see you in the next story from the world of Asian entertainment. Glowing Star.